Hey, I'd like to think that each and every photograph has two main ingredients, two main inputs to it. There's what's in the front of the camera, that being your subject, your model, your landscape, whatever you are photographing. And then equally importantly, what's behind the camera, that being yourself as a photographer, your intention, your motivation, your artistic view. And it's the blend of these two things that create a photograph. What's in front of the camera is more like raw material, but then through your composition selections, through your management of lighting, whether you want to add vignetting in your darkroom or Lightroom, do you want to emphasize some parts, dodging and burning, all those things come from within you. They are not part of the subject, of the model. So it's important to understand that this is raw material and the intention is the vehicle to mold and create this photograph through this raw material. You follow my thinking? It's the blend of these two. Let me show you one example trying to illustrate what I'm trying to get at. Here's a portrait of an ice fisher. And what's raw material here is an icy lake and then this guy getting ready to ice fish. My intention, my motivation here was to create a feeling of the cold ice, the loneliness of this activity, and to make it not too rigid. Like ice fishing is probably the less interesting thing to watch in the world. So I thought that if he's moving, he's not stationary yet, I'm gonna get a better picture. So all these are my intentions. This guy on the lake, and the lake is just the raw material. Everything else, composition, lighting, movement, everything else is from within me. And it's a blend of these two that create this photograph. Now I then claim that we too often concentrate only on what's in front of the camera. Like if you think about the modern technology, it has really perfected that side of the equation. Our modern cameras can get the lighting right, get the colors right, get everything, the white balance right. We have created devices that can automatically detect everything that's on this side of the camera. But we have yet to discover a device that can read photographer's mind and put that into the picture. Fortunately, maybe we are not there yet. So now if I'm trying to take a picture with my cell phone, this part being perfected, it automatically tries to make my picture bright, sharp, focused, crystal clear, without knowing if that's what I want. It expects us all to photograph the Truman Show before the discovery of the evil. But what if that's not my intention? Then that photograph is not what it should be, but it's only the sum of this part of the equation. Let me try to illustrate with a picture. If I would take a picture on the street with all the automatic gear, it would be crystal sharp and clear. But what if that's not what I want? What if on this side of the equation I want to have a feeling of ambiguity, of maybe even a fear or angst or distress or sadness? How would I do that? This is now much more important, what's behind the camera, than what's in front of the camera. And I can almost minimize what's in front of the camera in my effort of trying to emphasize those feelings. Pretty complicated, but let me show you a picture. So now, in addition to creating these crystal clear images, the modern technology has created an expectation from the viewers, from the public at large, for each and every photo to be clear. nights turning into days, all shadows open, all colors to pop. And that's what people now expect to see. It's almost like we have minimized the intention part to one single intention, and that is, look at my picture, isn't it shiny? And if that's the only thing we can do with photography, I think that's pretty limited. I want to express much more wider range of emotion than only just look at this and say wow. Now let me show you two series of pictures further illustrating this madness. I got a couple of pictures of sunrise. And now I didn't want sharp pictures, I didn't want crystal clear pictures, because that was not what was on my mind. If I would try to verbally describe what was my intention, my motivation, it was this feeling before the sunrise, when everything is hazy, not clear, dark, not ready. I'm not ready for the day. That's at this side of the equation. And as raw material, I got this beautiful sunrise. Now, if I had a different motivation, I could create a shiny, beautiful sunrise, but this was not my intention here. As a tool, I had some expired Fuji 160 Pro film, which is incredibly soft and mellow and suited perfectly for this intention. From this beautiful sunrise raw material, my intention created a bit sad and mellow pictures. That's what I think, and they look like this. Now here's another set of pictures. I was on the lake. Now one of the last trips this summer, and it was a stormy evening at the lake, a bit scary. So now I wanted to capture that. I wanted to illustrate the last sunset. Stormy, a little bit frightening and scary weather. Me on this small boat alone on the lake. That's at this side of the equation. Here is just the lake, my boat, and the sunset. You know, options are limitless at this side. I could create whatever I want, but my feeling was that I want to create something sad, scary, a bit frightening. My tool to do that was to underexpose the images to the extent that you can hardly see what's going on. Once again, something that without this intention wouldn't automatically happen. The pictures are like this. Hey, so to summarize, what I'm claiming here is that when we take a photograph, what's on this side of the equation, your subject, your model, it's only raw material that needs to go through the technology, but more than that, it needs to go through your intention, your motivation. What do you want to get out? And with the tools at hand and with your own thoughts and motivation and desire, you create this pitch. And that we also have concentrated as photographers, as the world of photography, too much on this side of the equation. Perfecting the pictures, making them clear and sharp and the colors to pop, even if that is not suitable for our intention. Now, here is then a controversial thought. Hear me out. I know this is not everybody would agree, but there may be a thought here. Artificial intelligence cannot create photographs. That's clear, because there is no light to be captured, there are no lenses, there are no means to manage the light or store it anyways on a sensor or film. It's just an artificial creation. But when creating this artificial creation, the creator needs to concentrate on this side of the equation, because this one doesn't exist. And how that happens is that whoever uses artificial intelligence needs to create a prompt, an input to the system, needs to describe his motivation, intention and desire in a verbal form. I want a picture of a stormy lake, small boat on the stormy lake, really dark, sun already has set. And then through this description, AI does what it does.
Hello, Hal, do you read me?
Good afternoon, Mr. Raymer. Everything is going extremely well. Let me put it this way, Mr. Raymer. The 9000 series is the most reliable computer ever made. No 9000 computer has ever made a mistake or distorted information.
As a creator of an AI picture, you need to explicitly concentrate on this side of the equation. And that's a fascinating thought. What if we as photographers would do the same? That before we take the picture, we would at least take a mental note, if not even describe it verbally. What do we want to get out of this picture? Instead of just shooting and letting the automation to take care of it. Be explicit about this side as much as you are about this side. Now, I'm not interested in AI created images. They don't interest me at all. It really is this merge of these two different worlds that interest me as a photographer. Something that I see, something that I can capture through this technology, but then I can put myself into the same picture. And it's this merge that fascinates me and motivates me to be a photographer. But hey, this AI, let's think out of the box. I mean, that was my only intention here, was to maybe make us think about a little bit about these different aspects and sides of photography. What do you think? Let me know. And thanks for watching. Next time something else.